This is Morgoth, the Omen King build. Of course, it comes from Elden Ring because Elden Ring is such an amazing fucking game. You guys should totally try out the game, it's freaking amazing. But this is where I got the idea. So we're gonna go with Excalibur on this. As far as the build goes, you're gonna go with some steel charge to amplify the damage of our Tatsu. We're gonna use a two-handed Nikana. We're gonna go with the Umbral Stick just because it provides just an amazing amount of ability strength, some defense, and a lot of health. We're gonna go with Furious Javelin to amplify the damage of our melee, so that way our Nikana actually hits extremely hard when we do a heavy attack. We're gonna go with more power strength so that we can keep amplifying that javelin, as well as have the Fire Blast. We're gonna have this because in his second phase, in Morgoth's second phase, he does blow up, causing a radius of, I believe it's like holy damage. It could be holy damage or it could be like a blood loss kind of damage, but pretty sure it's holy. Then we're going to give ourselves more duration, energy, and rage. That way we do get some energy back. For our arcanes, we're going to go with Guardian to give ourselves more protections, more armor. And then Grace so that we can take damage and recover our energy with rage. And then Grace will help us recover our health. Also, you also have your Operator Arcanes, which will help you increase your health if you need more healing. Then I do have the Javelin here because in Morgoth's kit, he does throw a spear every once in a while. He either pokes you with a spear or throws a spear. So we're going to have the Javelin to throw enemies. The build on this Javelin is actually pretty simple. Just a lot of damage. Overall damage, heavy caliber, serration. I put 100 adrenaline just to maybe cause some blood loss every now and then. Galvanized chamber for more multi-shots if we do edit. If you do want to shoot and not really, I guess, fight like Morgoth, that's fine. And then Firestorm for a bigger explosion once you throw the spear. And then we're going to go with a lot of fire damage, just because he does do a lot of holy damage, which I guess in this case, fire's kind of like, oh, you're burning them in a holy way, but close enough, whatever. And then we're going to go with the Tatsu because he does have a massive sword that he kind of just swings around. And it looks more of like a two-handed Nikana instead of like a, like a Dragon Nikana or the Nikana Prime. This is more of like a Tatsu or like a Pennant, kind of a two-handed Nikana. As far as the build goes, we're going to go with Prime Pressure Point for a lot of melee damage. Killing Blow because we're going to be spamming the heavy attack once we use our Furious Javelin modification. We use the Javelin, boom, we increase our melee strength by like, depending on how many enemies you hit, by like over 300%. So that shit's going to hurt really bad. We give ourselves a little bit of slash damage, Sacrificial Steel, so that we do have a lot of critical chance when we do heavy attacks. And then I do like critical damage on this one more than critical chance. I think Sacrificial Steel is all the critical chance you'll need. You could, if you want, put more. However, I wouldn't even recommend it. Then you'll go with some more critical damage, and then same with Gladiator Might. You do get like 10% critical chance per combo multiplier, and you'll be starting at 2 because we do have Corrupt Charge on. So this will also help us do a little bit more damage as well, since we're going to be starting at a 2 times multiplier. Here you could forma this if you want. I had this forma too, so that's why I kind of chose this weapon. But I also did choose this weapon for the passive. The passive where you do a little slide attack will actually shoot out little radiation bullets out to enemies. And these radiation bullets are actually Morgoth's throwing knives that he throws at you. So works out perfectly. And also, if you didn't know, the radiation procs, actually when you do the slide attack on the Tatsu, it'll actually blind the enemies, or basically open them up for a finisher. So if they're blinded or in that finisher stance, you can actually do a heavy attack and you'll crit on them 100% of the time. So that's why Sacrificial Steel, you don't really need it, but sometimes you won't be able to blind everyone. Unless you're spamming your ultimate and you can blind them that way, you can do that, and then you can just heavy attack them with a Tatsu. So either way works. Sacrificial Steel, you don't have to have it, but it does. You can feel the difference when you have this on, so that's all I would say. So at first I'm just going to put 10 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. I'm just going to have them sit there to show you guys the Javelin. This is the primary you have. You'll be jumping around, and then you say, fuck, I'm going to throw my spear. Boom. And then you see a little bit of some, take fire damage. You crit on a few of them, so you actually proc, slash on them. There's a chance you could proc slash on them. So That's the cool thing about the Javelin, and you can also just shoot them and do fire damage. Not really that significant damage, but once again, it's for the purpose of the build. Let me show you guys how this looks like. So we're going to go in, right? We're going to be dodging stuff, and then boom, we use our Javelin. We have 348% bonus damage. We do a heavy, and then those guys are basically dead right there. We'll enter phase 2, do a fire blast. Go ahead and crit that guy, or slash him, doesn't matter, because you do an immense amount of damage with that buff. He lived, but he's probably going to die in this second one. There we go. Now, you can also enter your ultimate form, right? Hit a Javelin, go ahead and do a fire blast, and then, boom! And then you do the blood cut from Morgoth's kit. And I do like it when you do enter his ultimate form, you know, you're slashing around, because when you do have that look, right, you have that blood Nikana that he's holding, and then when he does that slash, right, he basically does this explosion, but every time you swipe, you basically send a cut down, which is arguably close enough to what he's doing, because he slashes and then that shit blows up basically. And that's all the stuff I have for you guys today. So if you guys enjoyed, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments, will you be trying out the Morgoth build? And I think next up I'm going to do a Radahn build. This big guy, actually, I've been thinking about it, and I think I have something close enough to what could work. These Elden Ring bosses, man, I gotta tell you, man, just make me want to create them in Warframe. Like, I wish I could play as them, and I think this is probably the closest I'll be able to get to them. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Let me know down in the comments down below if you want me to do a specific boss or a specific enemy type, and just make a build for that. That's it, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.